today we're gonna plant some eggs. Just kidding. We're planting some tomatoes, but we did recently see a trick where it might help your tomato to grow by putting the farm fresh egg in there. So we're gonna try it this year and see how it turns out. So we're gonna drop the egg in. I'm probably gonna give it a little bit of a head start with a crack so we don't find something funny at the end of the year. And then we will put our greenhouse tomatoes that we grew up in our greenhouse in the ground and get our season started finally. We also tried something new this year by putting this weed fabric down that we are burning holes in to allow our plants to go into, but we won't have to weed nearly as much or as often. We didn't cover the entire garden with it, but we did cover quite a bit of ground with this. And we're hoping to alleviate a lot of the weeding and long summer days that we had in the garden not picking produce. So let's get started.
Time to drop the egg in.
Tomato in. Ready? This one's really big. Oh, we've got a really good root system on there. And there we go. Take that off. And we're going to take that one off. And we're going to take that one off. And we're going to give all the energy to the top, okay? Press that down in there. Give it a little extra soil. And it's ready to grow. So we're back. It's been almost 3 weeks since we planted our tomatoes and they look amazing. Now, I'm not gonna credit it all to the fact that we used an egg, but I think it gave them a really good start. So this is a Armana orange variety of tomato that's already setting its fruit and flowering, which is amazing. I can't believe that we have this much progress already, and it's only June. So again, we started these in the greenhouse in April, and we had really awful weather, cold nights, freezing weather, couldn't get them out until just 3 weeks ago, and now they look like I would pay good money for this at a greenhouse. So and then over the weekend, because these were doing so well and getting so big, I had Greg and the boys help me put the standard cattle panels up with the 7-foot T-posts, and so that I don't have to use tomato cages or stakes on every single plant. I had tomatoes last year that were taller than I am, and that's not saying much, but it is saying that like tomatoes can get really tall, especially when you encourage them to do so by pruning these bottom layers, which we do a lot to establish good root health. And then we keep pruning until they start to, like, I start to see fruit setting, and I won't prune tons of the small branches, but I will prune all the suckers that branch off in between. So we do that throughout the year so I don't get a bunch of like bushing, because tomatoes tend to want to bush, and they can even lay on the ground and still produce fruit, but I like them to grow up so they stay healthy and I don't have a lot of rotting and slugs and all the other things that you can have happen when you let your tomatoes fall to the ground. So Again, I just absolutely love how these cattle panels turned out. I love how great the tomatoes are doing already, and we have done very minimal, like I said, pruning, and we've just been diligently watering, because now instead of tons of rain and cold weather, we have lots of heat and dry weather. So we are watering daily and making sure that they are getting well established so that they can set really great fruit for the year. See you later.
Hey, can you help us out? Hit like, subscribe, share with all your friends, and be sure to check these great videos out too.